Are you planning to learn English in one of the top and recognized language schools in London? We would like to introduce you one of the best language schools with track record in the world. Hi, and thank you for joining this live stream, Learn English with International House London. My name is Hugo Bustamante. I'm recruitment manager for Global Studies. And Global Studies is an educational agency which helps you to apply to different destinations around the world. You can apply to the USA, UK, Germany, Spain, Italy, France, and many other destinations. You just have to contact us. You have here our email address, our WhatsApp number, and you can ask for your free guidance session. Don't forget to follow us in social media. You can find us in Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube. And don't forget to see the different videos we have, because there are the institutions that are working with us, and you can know more about the different offers that they have for you. So today, we are with Marianna Danilova. She is head of sales for Latin American region at International House London. Hi, Marianna. How are you?
Hello, Hugo. Thank you so much for welcoming me here. I am very happy to present about International House London today.
It's a pleasure to have you here with us. Marianna is head of sales for Latin America region at International House London. She has extensive knowledge of all International House London projects and has been working with agencies and students from Latin America, Russia, and parts of Eastern Europe. Marianna currently lives in Brazil and is fluent in Russian, English, and Portuguese. Marianna absolutely loves working for International House London. She says every day brings something new. I adore seeing happy students at our school and knowing that I have played a role in making their dreams come true.
That's right. Thank you so much for the introduction.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here, Marianna. And I want to remember the students that if they have questions, please write down your questions. And after the presentation, Marianna will help us answering your questions, please. Marianna, we have here your presentation, please. If you're ready, we would want to know more about what this International House London has to offer us.
Perfect. Thanks a lot again. So guys, before I start to talk about our wonderful school, I'd like to say a couple of words about me to make it more personal. So you have probably noticed my surname is Russian. Maybe some of you know, maybe some not. So actually, I was born in Russia, but when I was 16, my parents sent me to UK to study. So I went to a boarding school and then to university in the UK, and I really loved London. And around 10 years ago, I started working at International House London. So I've been working there for 10 years, which is quite a long time, because I truly believe in the quality of our school and I don't want to leave. While I was working at IH London, I learned Portuguese fluently. And I traveled in parts of Latin South America, and I decided to move to Brazil because I really loved this part of the world. So here I am, living in Brazil, talking to students from all over the world and helping them to learn English at IH London. So this is about me, and now let's talk about IH London. Okay, so of course, there are so many schools in the world, there are so many schools that teach English in the world. And I would like to tell you how International House London is special, okay? So first of all, the school exists for more than 70 years. Can you imagine? That's a long time. So of course, we have built the reputation of teaching English and training teachers of English too, from all over the world in the 70 years. You probably know, or maybe not, there are various international houses in the world. The schools are all independent, and the London school was the second to be established. It is located right in the center of London, in Covent Garden. I will show you a little bit more about Covent Garden in a bit. But I guess for me, the most important part of IH London is our teachers. They are well known. Some of them are well known all over the world because they write textbooks. They are actually a lot of our teachers, and a qualification named CELTA, which is a qualification for teachers, was born in IH London. So our teacher trainers actually established a teacher training qualification. So imagine if our teachers who teach English to you and or other students from all over the world are qualified enough to train other teachers. You can't actually find better teachers than that. And I guess this is our main asset. Another thing I would like to share, that IH London is actually a non-for-profit school. So the money that we make, we reinvest into our facilities, into training our teachers. I guess that's a bonus point as well. Also, I will show you some photos, but if you have time afterwards, you can check out our virtual tour to see our facilities. So I'm not sure you know what Covent Garden is. It's a very well-known area in London. It's a touristic area. And our school actually is a really big building. It has 9 floors, 55 classrooms, an executive center on top, a library, a cafe. I think here are some photos here. And it is really rare to have such a building with such facilities in central London, because it's really packed with lots of things. So we're really proud to have this building to ourselves, which can...
Marianna, I forgot. We also have a video. The moment you will want to show it, please, you can tell me and we will show it to the
I think it's a perfect time to show the video because you can see the classrooms and the facilities for yourselves right now.
Perfect.
Okay?
So we will go to the video now. Okay.
Great. Mm-hmm.
So you can see the premises that you can find at the International House London.
Thank you. It made me want to go to London again. I'm actually going to travel to school in July because in July we receive so many students. So it's nice to be there. Thank you so much. Yes, it's really nice to mention that I haven't mentioned yet that because of our facilities, IH London is actually a test center for examinations like IELTS, Cambridge, medical English examinations, and British Council actually administers examinations at our school because our facilities, are good enough for that. That means that our facilities are good enough for, the classrooms and for the classes and to study there as well, which is great. It's really important to have all these areas that we have, the cafe where usually not only you can get a coffee, which can be important because sometimes you study really hard, but also you can actually talk to other students and make friends. I think that is one of the most important parts as well of the journey of our students. Also, they mentioned social program in the video. That's really important to mention, that we have an activity for students every single day at IH London, even on Saturdays and on Sundays. So sometimes they're free, like we organize like maybe five-a-side football game for our students, or sometimes you need to pay a little bit extra to see the show, or even to see a football game during the period when they are, which is great, or to go to Oxford, Cambridge, or Bath on Saturdays or Sundays. So yes, bear in mind that we have that option for the students too, which is our social program. Now, look at the nationality mix. I love to talk about this because I think that is amazing, because we're talking now mainly to Spanish-speaking students I am presenting, right? So as you can see, our biggest market from Latin America, South America is Brazil with 9% of students. And then in terms of Spanish speakers, you have Argentina, which last year was at 4, and Spain, which is at 1. That means that we have 5% of Spanish-speaking students at the school. That's a really small percentage. That means if you come to IH London to study English, you have a goal to reach, certain level, you will not have that much temptation to speak in Spanish, which I think is great, because there are a lot of people in the world that speak Spanish, But what I want to stress is that IH London is a minority of students. Also,
that's important, because you can have that experience to know people from many other countries and really practice and learn English.
Exactly. I think that's really important. And also, you might see here a flag of UK and say, hold on, how come you have British students in the school? Because you teach English. But that's a great question. And we're really proud that we have a lot of native speakers studying at IH London to train as teachers of English or studying a different language. I think here, let me just show you. Yes, here is like a portfolio of everything that IH London does. And you can see that here at IH London, we teach 13 languages. And this is where I learned my Portuguese. I actually did some Spanish lessons too. At the moment, it's not enough to present in Spanish, but hopefully soon I can. We even teach sign language at IH London. So these foreign languages are usually tailored to people who live and work in London. So a lot of them are British, or even other native speakers like Irish. We have Australian, we have American students too. So I think that is quite an important part. Apart from teaching foreign languages, we, of course, teach general English. This is our main purpose. We prepare for examinations that I have already mentioned. We have an executive center that you have seen on the video, and that's where we run our business and professional courses, as well as general English courses for those who are 30 or more. And we have a lot of teacher training courses too. So we train teachers of English. IH London takes part in a lot of projects. Did you know, Hugo, by the way, that we received 100 teachers from Peru, and they were sponsored by Ministry of Education to IH London on a 4-week course. So we actually run a lot of projects like that all over the world, in China and Korea and Morocco, which speaks of our reputation as well. I love these projects. I think they're very exciting too. And lastly, I'm not going to focus on it today, but we also have courses for teenagers. We have beautiful summer camps in Oxford, Frensham, which is located not far from London, in Surrey, and even in London in the summer and in winter. But that is for another time, okay? Now, I will try not to bore you a lot, but I need to just give you some information about our general English classes, okay? So obviously, general English is to improve your general knowledge of English. It can be because you want to travel. It can be because you want to talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend in English. It can be anything. But the main points that I would like to address is that we have a lot of different kind of intensity courses for different type of students. For example, if your English is really, really basic, it's next to beginner or elementary, we do recommend to start with a low intensity course, like General English 15. It involves 3 lessons per day. could be taken in the morning or in the afternoon. If you are already intermediate and you have only a couple of weeks in London and you really want to have a really intensive course, then we would recommend to take the most intensive course that we have, that is 25 lessons per week. One important point, one lesson is actually 55 minutes at IH London. It is longer than the other schools. So in a 3 hour, for example, course in G15, you will only get a break of 15 minutes. It is really quite intense. And you can imagine 25 lessons being quite an immersive course, okay? And there is a middle option, which is General English 20. So the focus is a lot on communication. Of course, grammar is really important. Without the grammar, you can't really communicate. You need to have the basis. So you will learn some grammar, you will do listening exercises, reading and writing. But communication is the point because, you know, this is mostly why the students come to us. We have a lot of students that say, I can write tests, I'm so good. But when I speak, it's so difficult. And what we are here to do, to break this barrier of you to be embarrassed to speak. Because you will be there with a lot of students from different countries who have the same aims that you, have the same problems as you. You will see that it's not really scary to speak English. You can make mistakes. And this is how I learned Portuguese, for example. I was traveling in Brazil. I didn't even know how to express myself in the past. So I was just saying something and I'm trying to, you know, to show with my hands or that I'm talking about the past. It was funny, but it worked. And in the end, I learned really fast because I didn't care to make mistakes. So this is really important. This kind of course in London where you will be exposed to all these students from all over the world doing the same as you will actually show you, well, look, everyone is struggling. Everyone has their difficulties. And I think that it is really important to overcome this barrier then to improve your English. And this is what our teachers will help you to do, okay? So that's the general English. Minimum age, as you can see, 16. The average age at IH London is around 25, 27. Now, it really depends on when you come to London. It is no surprise that in July, everyone wants to travel to London. There are younger students too, so the average age can drop a little bit. So this is where we actually have a special course for those students who just would like to study with the students their age. And this is the 30 plus course. It's a special course which takes place in smaller groups, only 8 students per group, okay? There are 15 lessons per week, and it takes place actually on the executive floor, so in the executive center that you have seen in the video. Mainly, this course runs only in high season, which is, well, starts about now and ends in the end of September, and also in January. So, yes, for those students who don't want to mix with younger students, they want to have smaller groups, more personalized attention, we have the course for that. And there is a social program included in that course. We have been running 30 plus for 2 years. It's our 3rd year, and it became really popular. And we have really amazing testimonials for this course. The students feel really looked after and personalized in this environment. Okay. Now, I have mentioned that, of course, we are a test center for IELTS in Cambridge. We have a really solid preparation courses organized at IH London too. So IELTS, well, it is a now examination that I think one of the most popular in the world. It's a lot of universities across the world take it. It has 2 years of exploration, and we have courses for IELTS starting every single month. So it could be for 4 weeks or 8 weeks. And you can imagine, if IH London is a test center for IELTS, a lot of our teachers are actually examiners too. So they are really experts and specialized in IELTS in their preparation. So they will give you all the necessary tips, strategies of how to do your best in the examination. Okay? Cambridge is somewhat less popular nowadays. In some countries like Argentina and Spain, it still is. So we do run Cambridge preparation courses too. They only take place 4 times per year because it's not that popular. And there are 3 different streams like B2, C1, and C2 preparation. We have these 2. The duration is usually 8 weeks. It's a longer course. Okay. We also have some online preparation courses for Cambridge as well. if anyone is interested. All right, let's talk maybe about our business English quickly. You have seen the executive center that we have. So executive center is a personalized center where we're on small groups for general English 30 plus that I already talked about. Also, we have a group that's for students who are focusing on using English in work environment. So this course is not for students, it's for those who have work experience, that are working and that they feel the need to improve their English in work environment. For example, doing presentations, negotiations, formal emails, and so on. This group is quite exclusive. We run around, there are around 2 to 3 students per group only. So it's pretty personalized. I love it because it can really be tailored to the need of the student, such small groups, you know. For example, if we have a lawyer, a banker, and a medical student, our teacher includes the topics that would be interesting for all in the end, okay? Our teachers in the Executive Center, a lot of them actually have experience in working in multinational companies. So we have lawyers, bankers working for us as teachers, and so they have 2 expertise, you know. Also these executive students have their own social program. They have Friday leaving drinks. They have 2 guided tours per week included in their programs. This is also true for the 30 plus students. These social activities are really important for networking, to get to know London, and to practice your English. Okay, and there is also Sky Lounge on the top, which is really pretty, especially in the summer. So try to check on our virtual tour later, and you can see it. Okay, so let me see what's next. Teacher training courses. Well, you know, I don't know who's listening to me at the moment. Maybe there's 1 or 2 teachers over there, maybe not. But again, I already mentioned, I would like to stipulate again, IH London is very famous in training teachers of English. A lot of teachers from other schools in London, actually all over the world, did their training at IH London. I love it. Sometimes I go to, I don't know, Panama, and I was like, oh, you know what? I took your course, your CELTA course back in the 90s at IH London. I'm like, wow, IH London is very, you know, famous for that. And apart from CELTA and Delta, which is the Cambridge qualification, we also have other teacher training courses that have been created specially for those professional teachers from different countries, like how to teach young learners, current trends in teaching, how to develop materials for teaching. We have those in January, in July, and in August. So yeah, there's a huge portfolio. If there is a teacher interested, please talk to Global Studies, and they will help you to choose the right course for you. Okay. Now let's see. I think. Okay. Lastly, I will talk about accommodation. Okay, accommodation is quite important part. So of course, some of you will not need accommodation, right, in London, because you have relatives there, or you found something else for a longer period. But IH London has a department for accommodation at the school. We have 2 ladies who are looking after homestays and the residencies. So we have got something for everyone as well. Either be it a homestay accommodation with meals included, or a residential accommodation that's also could be an option. So I think, okay, I said that I'm not going to focus on young learners. I'm not going to, but I just wanted to show you these beautiful pictures because these centers are so nice. We have one in Oxford, one in Cambridge, and one in Frensham, which is in Surrey, next, not far from London, where we run summer courses for students aged as young as 8 to 17, okay? These are seasonal. They only take place in July, and it's like an international summer camp with lots of activities, sports, excursions, and whatnot. So these are, yes, these I can have a different presentation just based on that, because we have a lot of different options for everyone.
It is really interesting, really interesting.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, here are just some of the courses that are listed. We have some for the really young student. It's really rare to get a student from South America that young, to be honest. When I worked with Russia, it was so common for them to send me an 8-year-old, 9-year-old alone on a flight to take a course. I know the South America, this is not very common. The family culture is very different. So we do receive students who are 13, 14, 15, and 16 on different courses. For example, English Plus is our most famous, popular course, where the students do English and then they also focus on a sports activity with a professional coach. So it could be tennis, it could be football or movie making or arts or swimming. They usually stay in the campus. I don't think I have a picture here, but you can pretty much this one, on a campus of a traditional boarding school, which is beautiful, traditional architecture. They stay on campus, they have their lessons on campus, they have their activities on campus, and then they go on the excursions too. One course that for me, I love it so much, I think it's brilliant, is the Future Leaders course, which is actually tailored to the student who already speaks English, with maybe those who study at a bilingual or international schools. Because the course is not really focused on learning English, but it's focused on learning other skills that will help this teenager to succeed then at university or their careers. For example, we have entrepreneurship, where they study how to create their own business. And during the course, they actually create a presentation of what they've learned. They put everything that they learned in a presentation, and they present the presentation of their own business idea to the jury. It's really nice because they learn, how to work in a team, they learn leadership, a lot of skills, how to present, and everything in English. So these two courses are pretty amazing. And we have. Mm-hmm.
And Marianna, in that sense, for example, you were talking about entrepreneurship, and what are the subjects or are covered here?
Mm-hmm. What is the question?
You were talking about entrepreneurship, for example, when students are preparing for a business, yes? And for example, which other careers, areas can be covered?
Mm-hmm. In the Future Leader course?
During the course, yes.
Mm-hmm. So we have 2 streams at the moment. So we don't have specific kind of career streams, but we have another one that's really interesting that I think it could be pretty actual now, popular now, is about the problems and the sustainability, the problems of nowadays world, of equality, sustainability, the also environmental changes that we're experiencing in the world. So this course focuses on this sustainable goals or United Nations goals, and they do a presentation on that. But another one is entrepreneurship, and maybe next year we will also have Young MBA, which is focusing on business. So it's kind of general business. It could be relevant to a lot of different streams. So yeah, that's a very nice presentation.
Relevant topics for students today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. And lastly, we have a winter course as well, which runs in January. So I know it's not really for all the students, but I guess Peruvians, Chileans, or Argentinians, I'm not sure if they have holidays in January, and Uruguayans. So that's when we have our teenager course in London as well, during these months, where they stay in central London. They take classes in our wonderful school, and they explore London every single day. They have an excursion. So yes, I think this is pretty much it. So thank you so much for listening, and I'm happy to receive any questions if there are any.
Thank you, Marianna. For example, yes, we have a question referring to general English classes. Okay. What intakes that International House London has through the year?
How many intakes?
The intakes, please.
Oh, all right. Yes, actually, it's a good question. We receive students from every single Monday to our courses. And then, so the student is tested before they come in. They're tested 2 ways. Firstly, they take an online grammar test. They send it to us where we see the grammar knowledge. And 1 week before they start the course, there is also an interview with one of our teachers online as well. So that way we know what your language level is, and we will put the student into the relevant group when they come, and then they can start every single Monday. Well, actually, that's not entirely correct, because I think last week of December is Christmas and we don't have any classes. But this next year, during the first week of January, where most schools will be closed, we will have a special festive course with a lot of different festive activities, Christmas and New Year activities around London. So check that out.
Oh, thank you, Marianna. There is another question, and this is about the requirements. What are the requirements to get enrolled into the Delta and Celta programs, please?
Okay, so that's a good question. Celta and Delta has more specific requirements than other teacher courses or general English courses. For Celta, Celta is a qualification for those who have never taught before. However, we have a lot of teachers that are already teaching, enrolling as well to get the qualification. So you don't have to have teacher experience. You don't have to be a teacher, but your English level has to be closer to native speaking, so C1 or C2. You don't have to have any certificates or anything to show to us, because our teacher trainers assess you during the process. You will have to fill in application form with a test. Then, if it's successful, you will be invited onto an interview with one of our teacher trainers. So most important, you're over 18 and you also have high level of English, basically. Delta is a diploma, and then for Delta, this is already for those who are teaching. You have to have minimum 2 years experience of teaching, and usually we do require you to have had Celta already, although there are some exceptions, but mostly these requirements.
Thank you, Marianna. There's another question. This is about this. Can students apply for transport discount if they book over 16 weeks English course?
Yes, there is such a scheme available by TfL, which is the transport company of London. You basically have to apply on their website, but then you enclose the documents from the school. So you do that while you're in London already, and yes, you do get a discount. I cannot remember how much it is, maybe you remember, but yeah, there is a discount for long stay students.
Okay, and here is another question. How long can last an IELTS preparation course if the students have a B1 or a B1 plus or B2?
So it depends, of course, which level you would like to achieve in, what score you would like to achieve in IELTS, but basically most of the students take 4 or 8 weeks. I guess 8 weeks is the most popular one. We have 3 different groups for IELTS, depending on what level you are. So you will have to do a special test before joining the course, and then you will be put on a specific group. And yes, mainly it would be 8 weeks. Although if you want to re-enroll again onto 4 or 8 week course, you can do that as well.
Perfect. And Marianna, how is the process and requirements to register in the OET exams at the International House London?
OET examination. Okay, so OET is quite a specific examination. It is for mainly who takes them. If you're, for example, from another country, say you're from Bolivia, and you would like to work as a doctor in the UK, you will have to show either IELTS or a specific medical examination, which is OET, or OET exam. I don't think there is, to be honest with you, I don't think there is a process, any kind of requirements. Is that it's the same as registering for an IELTS course, for example. You register for the OET course, but of course it would be good for you to be aware of what it is, because it's quite specific. It's about the medical terms in English, and we run OET preparation courses at IH London too, which are intensive courses with 1 week duration, available either for doctors or nurses. So you can take that week, and then you can register for an examination and take it at IH London as well.
Marianna, Please, could you tell us how many hours per week students need to attend classes? Because you were talking about different options, yes? You have the GE15, GE20, GE25, yes?
Yes, that's right, of course. So there is no, I guess, for some visas, there is a requirement of hours. I think for a tier 4 visa, which is now called student route, you have to have at least 15 hours. So that means you have to take 20 lessons per week. But otherwise, I don't think there is a requirement. It is more based on what you would like to achieve. So for example, you say, okay, I'm A2, I would like to achieve B2 plus, and then I have that many weeks. And then based on that, we'll tell you, okay, we think that this amount of lessons is better for you, or this amount of lessons is better for you. So, I mean, there is no requirement unless it's specific visa requirement. Or sometimes a company, it happens, the company sponsors the employee, and then they need the employee to take that many specific lessons per week. Then that's a requirement. Okay. But otherwise, I think the most popular option is 20 lessons per week of the students, of our students.
Oh, perfect, Maria. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Those are all the questions that we have by now. And I want to say this to the students. If you are looking for English courses and look for excellence, the National House of London is a great educational institution that provides various courses, and it's at least a test center. And you have the options for those that are looking for learning how to be a teacher, certified internationally. It is the best option. And well, International House London has many interesting experiences, and there is a lot you can learn, no matter your age, because they have really many programs to offer. Marianna, it is a pleasure to have you here. And we want to remember all the students that if you want to study at International House London, you just have to contact us. We will be happy to help you with all the application process. Marianna is working with us, so she will help us too. And don't lose this chance. Apply now, and we will be happy to help you. Marianna, it was a pleasure to have you here with us, and I hope you will soon we will see soon in another live stream.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hugo. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And we cannot wait to welcome you at IH London. Please talk to Global Studies because they're experts and they can, inform you the best way possible about our courses. Bye-bye. Gracias.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. And we will see in another